Hello, guys. This is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and welcome to another wonderful, fantastic, beautiful, amazing live feed. So happy that you guys are here. It's so fun to see you guys, tune in and share your stories and be part of this community with us all getting free together. Because what are we doing here? I'll tell you what we're doing here. We are ending eating disorders using nothing but your brain. That is binge eating, bulimia, overeating, food obsession, yo-yo dieting, body hate, all of that stuff you could absolutely be done with. And we're going to talk about a really important quality today, because the beautiful thing is that when ending an eating disorder, it's an important realization that nothing was wrong with you in the first place. We've just literally been teaching our bodies how to have disordered eating. We're teaching our brains and our bodies how to drive up cravings, how to become obsessed about food, how to hate our bodies all day long. It's a habit of thought that we've literally been teaching ourselves and reinforcing for 20, 40 years. And so with that, it's not that there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing broken about you. It's simply that you're teaching your brain one thing. And it's simply about teaching your brain a new way of having a habit of thought that doesn't lead you toward binge eating anymore. It leads you toward freedom and normalcy and, just having peace around food in your body. It's as simple as making that switch. But there has to be a decision there. There has to be a decision there to make that switch, to get the help that you need, to be able to do it in a way where you can reinforce it and know that you can be successful. And there are a few qualities that are really important in taking full ownership for our brains, for our bodies, for our lives. And the great news is that all of those qualities are literally ones that you can choose and cultivate. They're not qualities that you're born with. They're qualities that you can say, okay, this is what I need to have happen. So I'm going to be super clear up front with you guys about really what it takes. And these are a few qualities that come up. Number one is coachability. With the people that we help and free and work with, they've got to be willing to come with an empty cup, because a lot of ways that people are trying to end this are actually making it worse. So part of the process is an unlearning process of being willing to let go of things that never worked and will only make this worse. And you can choose to be coachable. The other thing is resourceful. We've seen women in all sorts of different circumstances come to this. We've seen super busy moms. We've seen career women that are in a different country every time that we coach them, and every time that we pop in and say hello. I mean, there are all sorts of different people who come to us, but that resourcefulness of, okay, I'm going to do what I need to do to be done with this. We've seen women on disability get the help they need. We've seen women in all sorts of awful, horrible situations that are still just committed to their freedom and getting the help that they need. So that resourcefulness. And another thing that comes up is taking that full responsibility of saying, yes, like this is my life and I'm choosing what I need to do, and taking that responsibility. Because if you are not responsible for your own life, and if you don't take a lead on making a change, no one else will. If you are waiting for somebody else to make this change for you, or somebody else to make a decision of what you should do, it's just not going to work. Now, if you're not the decision maker, if you're watching this and you're 12 years old, yeah, you might have some other decision makers in your life, but I'm talking about full-grown adults. It is a decision to make these choices and make that ownership in your own life. That's a huge thing. That means taking ownership for what we're teaching you and the practice. That means taking ownership for your results. That means taking ownership for being willing to, show up and do that work. And these are all qualities that can be chosen. But one thing that we're going to address today is this identity of being a people pleaser. Because if there's one thing that your brain can do to delay you from having freedom for the rest of your life, it is to just get you to delay what you need to do. And a loop that we get stuck in is we are about to get the help that we need, or about to make the changes that we need to in life. And then we have some resistance come up, because we're always looking to other people of like, oh, am I okay? Oh, am I doing this right? Oh, is this what I should be doing? Oh, is it all right to step outside of the box? Oh, what do you think? And as long as we can stay in that defaulting to other people and trying to please everyone around us, it's literally a death sentence a lot of times. And we're going to talk about 4 ways to really know if you're engaging in this identity of being a people pleaser, and then what to do about it. Because stepping into that ownership is such an important part of your freedom. And it just comes down to that decision. So hello guys, so fun to see you on. Feel free to likes and hearts and comments and ask questions and all of that jazz. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them here about this topic topic, or if you want to hear about something else, let us know. There are more live feeds to come, and I don't have them planned out for like 80 weeks, right? Like if you have something that is really on your mind of like, I want to know about this, help me with this aspect, feel free to pop it in the comments, and we pay attention and read all of those. And so fun to have you here. Hi guys, so fun to see you on. Okay, let's launch into it. 4 signs to know that you are a people pleaser and what to do about it. So the first thing to understand is that we live in a society that in so many ways bases our worth on what we look like, especially as women. This is an especially a dynamic that happens with women. So we're always being sort of judged, and our worth is being based on what we look like. And that's from an outside perspective. And we grow up with these messages that, we do things for other people. We're told how to dress, what we should say because others are watching, how we should look like because others are going to see us, with an aspect that is based off of something that isn't an internal place at all. How we look, what we're doing is from an outside perspective. You guys, you never get to see what you look like. I mean, you might know what your hands look like, right? I can look at my hand, but I can literally never look at my own face. I can see what I look like in a reflection of a mirror, which is the exact opposite of what I actually look like. I can see myself in a camera, which is a more realistic image because it's not flipped backwards, but it's still through the filter of the camera. And with how cameras are and all these filters, like you literally don't really know what you look like. And so your worth being based off of your appearance is literally saying my worth is based off of something that I never experienced. It's just for everyone else. And so if we don't have that stereotypical beauty in society, a lot of times we become walking apologies. Sorry for taking up space. I'm sorry that you have to look at me. We carry around that feeling, and then it gets reinforced, right? Because there are benefits to pleasing those around us. It benefits those around us, right? If we're always living to be pleasing to others, well, then it pleases some others. But here's the catch, is that it is an impossible task to please everyone, because whatever you are, whatever you choose to be, is always going to be liked by somebody and disliked by somebody else. There is no one universal way that you can look, that you can act, that you can be, that you can feel, that you can portray that is going to please everyone. And if you try real hard at it and feel like you're really good at it, somebody's going to look at you and be like, hey, I don't like that there's such a people pleaser. So it's an impossible task. We cannot please everyone. And then if you base your peace off of everyone being happy around you because of what you're doing and feeling like you can control that, then you're the one who suffers. So we're going to talk today about 4 signs to really know that you're engaging in that behavior, that you are in this place where, you are trying to make others happy. And let's go through them right now. So hi guys, so fun to have you on. Feel free to pop in with the comments and say hello. Okay, so number 1, you consistently do more for others than you would for yourself. So this means, generosity for everyone else, whatever my kids need, whatever my husband needs, whatever my friends need. Okay, like if you need this program, then I'll pay for you. Oh, if you need this school, then, I'll help you. Oh, okay, if you need this support, then I'll work harder to help you. So it's support and generosity for everyone else, but it's always a bargain for you, right? It's always if there's anything left. So I'll give you an example, even if we just look at the financial piece. So, we have a client who came to us who she had this realization about this people pleasing behavior where she says, you know what? I would invest in my kids all day long. I paid for them to go to great schools. I pay for them to, do their sports. I pay for them to do whatever they need to. But then whatever I need, when it came down to this very thing, so she was bulimic for 40 years, when it came down to the very one thing that was literally taking her life and her happiness, she had spent 40 years of free ebook, bargain bin, throw a couple $100 at this, bargain program. For 40 years of her life, she hadn't gotten any quality help for a huge problem in her life that she in an instant would have done for her children. So she had this realization, and after 40 years, she's free and done with her bulimia. But it first came to that decision of, you know what, like I've got to invest in myself. I've got to do things for me. I've got to get quality help like I would for somebody else. So that's one thing to look at. So number one is you seeing that you would always do more for other people than you would for yourself. The second thing is that you are seeing your health, your mental health, your sanity suffer because you're constantly putting others first. So you are taking time out of your self-care. You are taking time out of, what you need. You are taking time out of, recharging and doing the things that keep you sane, that keep you healthy, because you feel guilty anytime that you do. When you're meditating, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be taking this time away from my family. When you're exercising, oh gosh, what am I doing with this? Oh, I shouldn't be spending money on this gym membership. Oh, I shouldn't be spending money on this healthier food. Oh, I shouldn't do this personal development. That money could go toward something for someone else. And because of that, you suffer. You give all of your time to everyone else, and you make sure that everyone else is taken care of. And sure, you intend to do those things for yourself. You intend to do the things that you need to recharge your own life, as long as there's time left over. You do the things that matter to you early in the day. You wake up and you get them done. If there was a task on your to-do list that your kids all die if you don't get done, guess what? That's not going after going to the grocery store on your list. That's not going after anything else on your list. You're going to wake up and you're going to get that thing done because the consequence is big. But with the consequence of your own health and your own sanity, what happens is we say, well, I'll do that as long as there's time or money left over. And then each and every day totally runs out. I mean, we coach women who come to us that are literally immobile. Like, they have to completely depend on others. They have to, hire people or have their kids take care of them because they've put off their own self-care for so long. They've put off getting the help that they need, with their own eating, to be able to not get to a place where, they aren't mobile anymore. And then all of a sudden, when trying to take care of everyone else and putting off what they needed, now they're in a place where they feel like a burden on everyone because they have to depend on everyone now because they never took care of themselves in that. So that's the second thing to look at is your health or your sanity suffering because you continue to put others first and let the day run out before you do what you need to for you. And you guys, we all do this to some certain extent, right? We all have some sort of aspect. So for you, this might be a realization of like, all right, things have got to change. Or it might be just a little bit of a tune-up because it's a very natural thing to do. We care about other people. We want to help them. We're generous, wonderful people. But just realize that in not taking care of yourself and constantly pleasing others, what happens is that it has the exact opposite effect, is that you're not able to take care of others after you've put yourself off for so long. Okay, number 3, you constantly look to others for your approval and worth. So what this looks like is it's a pattern of making fewer and fewer decisions for yourself. Oh, somebody else knew that better than I did. Oh, somebody else knew what movie we should go to, what clothes I should buy. Oh, what I should do for my career. Somebody else knows that better than me. And we give away our power little by little. How many decisions can you look back on your life and say you truly did that because it's what you intuitively knew what you needed to do for yourself? And it wasn't like, well, hey, what do you think of this? Now, there's no problem in getting, great advice and, trusting the people around you, but are you constantly defaulting and giving away your power to someone else instead of trusting yourself? So we've literally had women that had everything in place they needed to get free from their eating disorders. We were there to help them. They qualified for our help. They had everything they needed. But when it really came down to the final decision of getting the help to be free for the rest of their lives after 20, 30 years of struggling, they had this people pleasing come up for them of like, oh, I have to ask somebody else first. Oh, I've really got to ask my husband. I've got to ask my mother. And realize these are not 12-year-olds. These are full grown adult women that felt like when it came to the most important decision in their life of literally saving their lives, they are seeking approval from and defaulting to other people who literally don't understand the problem. They're going to somebody who just would say, well, why would you do anything to get help with this? Just stop it. Stop your binge eating. Oh gosh, just give me a call when you're about to binge and I'll tell you not to do it. And so people are defaulting When they could get the help that they needed, they're defaulting to somebody who doesn't understand and who's going to give them horrible advice because they're not an expert on the problem that they need to fix. And again, the biggest detrimental thing is just that delay. That delay in, okay, well, just ask one more person. Just, get advice from, this other person that, you're seeking approval from. So that's the third thing to look at, is this pattern of constantly looking to others for their approval in the decisions that should be yours in your life. And number 4, you're making decisions based off of what others would think. When you get dressed in the morning, you're thinking from the perspective of who's going to be looking at you. What would they think of you? How particular people would see you. Oh, what if I run into this person? What are they going to think of me if I'm wearing this thing? What would so-and-so think if I did that? What would so-and-so talk about me if I made that choice? And so we're going to this place where we are making decisions always through the lens of, how is this other person going to see me, or how are these other people going to judge me because of it? So if you see any of those 4 things coming up for you guys, just know that the solution is that it is a skill. It is a skill that takes practice to step back into your power, and you can literally start making those decisions today. So commit to taking action right now, today, in the next hour, before you go to bed tonight and your head hits the pillow, to just do one thing, to send that signal to your brain that things are changing. It's not about being perfect. It's about practicing, sending your brain that signal of, something is changing. We're doing things differently than we were going to do it before. Do something, and I'm going to put this in quotes, selfish today. And really what that is it's just things that are healthy for everyone else. It's just things that are healthy for you. It's just things that are great for you. Know that you doing things for you does benefit everyone else, but that's not a reason to do it. You do it because you see your own worth. It may be just a little bit more of a way than you did yesterday, but you're making the decision and you're saying, I'm worth doing something today that is going to feel good for my life, for my body, for my health, for my confidence, for my self-view. It doesn't mean that you don't care about others. It means that you know that you cannot draw water from an empty well. There will be a point where when you always default to others and you put this off, that you will have to depend on others, that you will have to be a burden on others because you haven't taken care of yourself. You cannot draw water from an empty well. And know that the biggest burden is you putting off one more day what you need to do to take care of yourself. Because if you do not take care of what you need to either fix your relationship with food, have the health that you need, be able to, make choices and step into that power for your own life, nobody else is going to do that. It is up to you. That is that full ownership. You are the only person who will take care of you. There are other people that might help. There are other people that, might, step in and, care and love and, be in your life. But it stops with you. You're the one who ultimately has to make the decision to take care of yourself. Wear something today because you want to, not because of how you think of how other people might see you in it. Make a decision for what you need. Just ask yourself, put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, and just ask, what do I need? And let your heart answer. And it's not going to be the same every day, and it's not going to be the same every moment. It might be you need to rest. There is nothing wrong with taking a nap. It might be that you need to make some change and fix some problem and just to start somewhere toward it. It might be that you need to have an honest conversation. It might be that you need to stop lying to yourself about something. It might be that you just need to lock yourself in your car or lock yourself in your bathroom, and you know what? Your kids are not going to die if you take 5 minutes and just let yourself be alone. There is nothing about the genetic makeup of being a woman that means that you are sad anytime that you're not with your kids. Time away from your kids is awesome. Time away from your kids is time for your kids. Because your kids are never going to look back and be like, oh man, I'm so glad that my mom sacrificed her health and she went completely just, anxiety and depression because she cared more about being with me 24 hours a day. And if your kids are saying that, then you might have to have an honest conversation with your kids. What the people that love you really want from you is to see you well and to see you happy. And sometimes that means taking some time or making a decision for yourself. I will give you guys an example. We had a woman come to us. She had been struggling with binge eating for 25 years. She had kids, she had a husband, she thought of herself as the heart of the home. She was a stay-at-home mom. And she finally just got sick and tired of doing things that didn't work to fix this. And she came to us and she got the help that she needed. And her husband was furious, absolutely furious, furious that she invested in herself, furious that, she didn't come to him first, furious that, she made a decision without him. And guess what? In about 5 weeks, when she was completely done with her eating disorder, because she finally got the help that she needed, her husband was literally thanking us. He was saying, I had never seen my wife before. I didn't realize how long this had been going on. I didn't realize why she was so unhappy and with her body and she didn't want me to touch her. I didn't realize why she would cancel our date night that we planned every week. I didn't know that it was because she had binged. All of her kids are happier. Everyone loves to see her alive because they didn't know how much she was suffering, but she did. And she was the only person on this planet that really knew how much she was suffering. And she got the help that she needed. And no, it didn't please others. But in the long run, nobody would have wanted her to do anything but fix her problem in the way that she knew that she needed to. Everyone will thank you. Don't do it for that, but everyone will thank you if you take care of yourself because they love you, but they don't always know the answer for you. You're the one who knows that answer, and you seek after that and you make the decisions that you need to for your own life. I have a wonderful coach friend who her family just knows, she's a great mom. She works really hard. She serves her clients in a wonderful way. And everyone in the family knows that after 8 p.m., you don't ask her for anything. You don't ask her to help you with anything. Her kids know to not ask her a question for an answer, not asking her a favor. Nobody asks her anything after 8 p.m. because that's her time where she doesn't deal with any more questions. And she stands strong with that, and everyone is happy with the kind of woman that she is because she takes care of herself. You guys, I work really hard. I have a lot of different responsibilities. I'm a partner, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, I'm the leader of a cause that is ending eating disorders. There's a lot to do, and I know that if I don't take care of myself, nobody else is going to. I know that if I don't live to see this cause be able to go on without me, then it's going to suffer. And there's more to this than just me. So I've got to take care of myself. We're going big places. We already have, and it's just going to keep on getting more powerful. And so you know what I do? I schedule time. Because I know that I am not going to do this unless I schedule time for myself. I literally schedule time where I turn off my phone, where I go and I take myself on a date. I schedule time to be by myself. Time where, yes, I could be with my partner and I could be with my child and I could be with my clients, but none of them are going to have the real me unless I schedule time to be by myself. Sometimes I need to schedule in a nap. Sometimes I need to schedule going for a drive. Sometimes I need to schedule taking myself out to dessert. You know what you need, but do it in a way that you would do for someone else. Do it in a way that you would do for the person that you love and that matters most to you. And if you start treating yourself that way and you start practicing that, then everything gets better. And the longer you put that off, the harder it is to fix. It's a pattern like anything else. You're putting that pattern into your own brain. So if this is something where you guys are tired of defaulting to other people, if you're tired of seeing this cycle where you're taking care of everyone else and you're suffering because of it, and you want to be able to serve others in a higher way, you want to be able to look in the mirror and like what you see and respect who you are, and this thing with food is getting in the way. If you guys keep going back and back to, grabbing sugar in the kitchen at night because you feel like there's nothing else that you can do for joy in your day, there's a better way than that. And you can have a free session with us, a free breakthrough session where we're going to help you with that foundation of freedom and help you to know exactly what you're missing to be able to be done. But we've got to understand what's happening first. So the way that you do that is you go to lifewithlydia.com/apply. It's lifewithlydia.com/apply, and you can sign up for a free session with our team. There's a calendar page. Wait for it to load. We've got a lot of stuff on there, so sometimes it takes a minute to load. If you don't see any openings, get on the waiting list. There's a little form there. We get booked up very quickly. So, we're wanting to get to everyone. We're committed to that. But if you do find an open spot, snag it. And so fun to have you guys on. Oh, hi, Molly. I love you too. So fun to see you guys. Oh, I love it. Oh, okay. So Molly's saying she did some crazy makeup yesterday because she wanted to and felt so empowered. Yeah, love it, right? Do things because you want to do them. Oh, love it. Thank you guys so much for all of your beautiful comments. And again, this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, signing off. Mwah. Bye, guys.